Welcome to our show called Good, Bad, and the Viral. Today we have Catriona Pollard, who is the author from Unknown to Expert, but she's also the principal of a fantastic PR firm called CP Communications. So welcome here, Catriona.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here,
Thank
Sandra.
you for being part of our show. Now, Catriona, I'm going to go straight into the book. This is such an amazing book, and I love the colour.
Oh yeah.
It matches.
I know it matches what you're
I
wearing.
know we love, yellow and the black.
Yeah.
So now the book. I have read the book. I love your book.
Thank you.
It started off with a very personal story. So do you want to tell us a little bit more about that whole story that got you into what you're doing and before writing the book?
Yes. Well, I felt that to become an expert, I actually needed to be expose myself in some way, because for me, I didn't just start thinking, well, I'm just an expert, therefore I can do PR and social media.
Yeah.
I actually came from a place where I had to think about why I wanted to become an expert, because I am a natural introvert, and while I'm expressive, I don't really crave the spotlight in any way. And what I'm telling people to do in this book is actually get into the spotlight and deal with the blocks and deal with the
Yeah.
issues of why they're not in the spotlight now and why they're not actually sharing their expertise. So I start with my story, because
Yeah.
my story is a very personal story around how I actually had to come to terms with the fact that I was saying no to lots of opportunities, and I really wasn't sitting in the spotlight. And I wasn't driving clients and consulting hours to my business because I wasn't prepared to actually own my expertise. So the story in my book is about a particular night, and you probably were there that night, actually. I was actually speaking. I had to get up on stage and speak, and it was in 2010, and it was a story of that particular moment in my life where I was prepared to actually stop saying no and start saying yes. And the times that I just started saying yes, everything changed for me. It was a moment in time where everything changed.
And it was good because it was a story that you were telling people that you actually was so terrified.
Terrified.
And here you are.
Yeah.
And look at this journey that from that
Absolutely.
point to be at that point to be
Yes.
doing what you're doing now.
Yeah.
It was a great way, I thought, to introduce a book and just to make everybody feel like, okay, I think we can do it.
Yes, and that's the thing. It's a journey.
Yeah.
And we all have to start somewhere. And I think we start when we stop saying no. And we recognize the blocks that we have and actually then work on those blocks. And there hasn't been a time that, it's terrifying right throughout the journey. There are moments.
Yeah.
It doesn't just suddenly become easy because you've changed your mind. Like, you still have to take action, and you still have to ring up journalists and pitch your story, and you still have to get up on stage, and you might still be nervous. So it is a journey. And this book is the last 4 years of my life of how I actually have moved myself from an unknown to a recognised expert, and how I've done it for hundreds of other people.
And you've done it with the book very in a easy to follow framework, and it's step-by-step process. So you being in PR, and obviously you've made yourself the recognised expert. Who do you think this is good for in terms of the book? Is it just anybody who are expert in any areas, or how would you describe the best
Well,
person?
I actually truly believe that everybody is an expert. Like, everybody has something to share.
That's
so
true.
You don't have to be a professor, and you don't have to be a CEO of a major corporation to be perceived as an expert. I truly believe that we all have amazing things to share, and we need to actually start sharing those.
Yeah.
So this book is for everybody, particularly entrepreneurs, consultants, people working within corporates, coaches, people who understand that they actually have to build their role within their industry as experts. They have to build their reputation, they have to build their credibility, they have to build their profile. And so this book is perfect for those people.
And this is where it goes well with social media, because social media allows you to be an expert in any field for a whole bunch of people to follow as well. So that, like you said, you don't need to be the CEO, you don't need to be a professor. You can be just passionate about something and follow the framework of this book to make yourself an expert.
Yep, absolutely.
So while I was reading it, I had to admit that it seemed like you were giving away the secret of your own business.
Yeah.
And that I thought, wow, you're telling us everything about what you do.
Yeah.
So how does that work? What like that's such a brave move.
Yeah, it is. But I want people to have the skills to be able to build their profile and their credibility just like I did. And I really want to share that. And it is a step-by-step process. So in the book, it's a 5-star system, and I didn't want it to be complicated. I didn't want it to be like it was a textbook that it was like, really, do I have to read all of this? I as entrepreneurs, we have very little time.
That is true, that is true.
And small business owners, we're everything from the cleaner through to the CEO. So the time that we have is really important. And I truly believe the material in this book will actually help people grow better businesses. And that's my place in the world, I feel, is to actually share my knowledge to help people achieve their dreams and build the businesses that they really want to have.
Right.
So that's why the book is written that way.
Well, I think that's fantastic. It's the whole sharing, and you kind of what you give to the world, you get back in tenfolds, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you're saying anybody can be a recognised expert by just following your book. So do you have any parting words to anybody who could go out there and just get onto Amazon or to the bookstore of what they should do once they've got your book?
So the most important thing when you read my book is to take action. Throughout my book, there are 32 action steps which you can download for free from unknowntoexpert.com. And it is one of those books where it's not just about reading it, it's not just wishing that you actually had a better reputation or a higher profile. You have to get off the couch, or you have to get from behind your computer, and you actually have to go and make it happen. So my parting words are, just make it happen. Just go do it. You can absolutely do it. I completely believe in you.
Oh, that's great. So just do it. Those are the parting words from Catriona Pollard. Well, that's the end of our show. Thank you so much for being here and being part of the good, bad, and the viral.
Thank you.
And I hope you'll also follow our show. That
I will
continue. And thank you, everyone, for being here with us. And we'll see you next time.